Alright, so let us it is time. It is time for the case. I mean trial. Oh god, yeah, this is definitely gonna be possibly this is a two-part case, so a two-part trial. Holy cow. Not gonna lie, I'm not really too fond of this. Like it's like in Great Ace Attorney, those trials are long and I don't really like that. I mean they don't have like like have these multiple days going on. Like it's usually just one day happening for trials, but they're really long, and that's why like well, no, I'll just show you guys. Think I put in like I put in over 80 hours. Was Yeah, 80 hours for just that one game. For that one game, I haven't even touched Great Ace Attorney 2. So yeah, it is really long. But anyways, let us start the trial.
So, what do you think, Mr. Wright?
I think the prosecution is as confused as we are. And we have so much more evidence to go through, like really like almost like more than an entire page of evidence that there brand new evidence that were uncovered and added. And I'm pretty sure that this is gonna be involved in the case too. After all, the victim was murdered in two different places at the same time. Oh, I didn't notice.
And a different suspect was arrested at each of the crime scenes. Lana! Good morning, Mr. Wright. I apologize for yesterday. I was indisposed.
I hope they didn't hold you too long for questioning.
We just finished, actually. I'm used to all-nighters, though. So, how'd it go? As Mr. Wright suspects, the police are clueless. I figured as much, so I struck a plea bargain. Plea bargain? What do you mean by that? We agreed that if I told them the truth behind this simultaneous murder, they wouldn't seek capital punishment. That's what I meant, Emma. But Lana, don't tell me you... Much to my regret, I'm as much in the dark about this as they are.
Miss Sky. We found trace evidence of a certain person in the police department's evidence room. They belong to Officer Jake Marshall.
What kind of trace evidence?
Blood-stained fingerprints, to be exact. That's a trump card I have up my sleeve today. You do understand what this means, don't you?
In order to defend my sister, you're going to accuse Mr. Marshall?
We have to play the cards that we're dealt. Isn't that right, Miss Sky?
Do what you have to do, Mr. Wright.
Oh god. Prepare for a long one, boys, and this is also probably going to be multiple recording sessions for this trial. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is... I'm afraid you'll have to clarify. It takes 30 minutes by car to reach the police department from the prosecutor's office. Yet the victim, Bruce Goodman, was slain at both places at the same time. But that's not physically possible, is it? What's more, I hear the victim from the evidence room just disappeared.
Yes, and the body eventually reappeared in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car.
Wow, This is one messed up trial. One of my duties as a prosecutor is to present impartial evidence. Today, I will present evidence relating to the murder at the police station. In doing so, I believe the way in which we should proceed will reveal itself.
Now that's what set Mr. Edgeworth apart. He sounds so on top of things. Even though he doesn't know what's going on himself.
And that's supposed to be an admirable trait? Very well. Let the trial resume. On the day of the crime, what exactly transpired at the police department? Mr. Edgeworth, you may call your first witness of the day to the stand.
For its first witness, the prosecution calls the suspect of the murder that occurred at the police department.
The suspect? You mean the so-called murderer?
Oh boy. Things are getting wild from the get-go.
Oh, him.
Will the witness please state his name and occupation?
Yes, sir. I'm Officer Mike Meekin, sir. My occupation is, that would be murderer, sir. So you're telling us you're a professional killer? Sir, it was me, sir. I'm the one who did it. I'll never kill anyone again, sir. You got to believe me, sir. Sir, I'm what you call a part of the younger generation, sir. A person whose actions adults can't possibly comprehend. Please, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Help me, sir. Officer Meekins. Yes, sir. Give us your report of the crime. Consider that in order. Yes, sir. As you wish. After all, I'm part of the generation that must be told what to do, sir.
You can't fault him for lack of enthusiasm.
Alright. Crime report, sir. Although it's not my normal duty, I was assigned to guard the evidence room that day. I spotted a suspicious man on the security screen. I rushed into the room. I was only doing what I was trained to do, sir. I was suddenly attacked. I fought for my life. Then, I did it. After that, I passed out. Till another officer smacked me awake. And who was that other officer? So the victim, Detective Goodman, attacked you? Do unto others before they do unto you. That's the Meekins family motto, sir. I see. And you fainted, and a colleague helped you regain consciousness. Yes, sir. He knocked me upside the head, sir. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination.
What I need here is more information to work with.
Alright, time to press. Not depress, T-press.
Mr. Meekins, you work in the General Affairs Department, do you not?
Yes, sir. I'm in charge of hiring new recruits, sir.
Yikes. There's a scary thought. Evidence transferal was taking place on the day of the crime, which meant many office workers were given special tasks not ordinarily performed.
I was in charge of guarding the Blue Badger, sir. The Blue Badger? Yes, sir. The lowly police mascot created by the chief detective, sir. I was to ensure that it wasn't broken during the transferal process. That was my sole mission for the day, sir. I see. sounds like a very, important mission.
After the reward ceremony finished that day, there were so many people running around. I relocated the blue badge to the evidence room.
Oh, so that's why you went to the evidence room. Hey, hold on. Okay, so he's either the 7-7, all the 7s, or he's the 4981. But we got another time. Tell us, what did you see when you got there? In order to enter the evidence room, you need an ID card, am I correct?
Precisely, sir. I have one around my neck.
So then, your ID number should be listed on here, right?
There it is. I found it. This is the one right here.
Could you please read us the number?
Yes, sir. It's 49989596. That's my number, sir.
Okay. So he went in at 4:50 and then came back in at 5:14. I see. Huh? But the number 4989596 is shown as being used twice. Please explain, witness.
It's no real mystery, sir. The first time is when I relocated the blue badger to the evidence room, and the second time is when I went to go again after everything was settled down.
I see. So it was during that second time when...
Yes, sir. That was when I spotted the man on the security screen.
Get added to the ID card record. Okay, so it was updated to ban meetings twice. So all we gotta figure out is who is the 7th. Happened at 4:20 Blazing PM. So you were attacked. Can you please tell us exactly what happened to you?
It was a knife, sir. A knife.
Detective Goodman pulled a knife on you? What happened then?
Well, with me charging in on him like that, he looked as surprised as I was.
You aren't exactly the kind of person someone would want to run into.
That's when I reacted, sir. I swung my arms like an octopus, struggling to detain him. That's when I got his gash on my hand.
Maybe if you just kept her cool, your hand wouldn't be...
When I saw the blood trickling down my arm, I panicked. I grabbed the man by his collar.
Oh. If he grabbed him by his collar, then there should have been blood on it. Hold on. Dude, do we have... We have photo evidence of... Okay, but that is a lot of blood just, from the hand, What exactly do you mean when you say you did it?
I know I don't look the type, but I'm really into Kung Fu films, sir. The man let his guard down for just an instant, so I snatched his knife from him.
You took his knife?
I spun around him and performed a disarming maneuver. I made sure to close my eyes like a man.
I, see. Must have been desperate. The next thing I knew, his white coat was drenched in the sea of my blood. And then the next thing I knew... Yes? He pushed me right in the face, sir. About what time did you regain consciousness? No offense, sir, but how am I supposed to know that? I was unconscious. Oh, right. But, if you came in at 5:14, so it would have to be a little bit after that you would have been knocked out. But when you got up, you could have checked, what time it was, According to the report from the officer that woke up the witness, it was about 5:30. He hit me right in the head too. I woke up crying in tears of pain. That's nice. I mean, it's nice that you recovered, that is. And it came around, though. I made sure to finish my mission, sir. Your mission? Yes, sir. The Blue Badger, sir. Return to the entrance before things got out of hand. Well, we can all rest easy now. I believe we are now have a fairly accurate picture of what happened. Yes, Your Honor. Only one thing remains unclear. Was the man this officer murdered really the victim? He's got a point. Yes, Officer Meekings. With regard to that, sir, take a look at this. It was sent to my jail cell. Chief Gant delivered it to me just this morning. The chief delivered it? What is that? Videotape? Yes, sir. That's absolutely right. A videotape, sir. It contains the footage from the security camera in the evidence room. What? I specifically asked if there was such a tape, and was told it had been mistakenly erased. That's quite a mistake. I just do what I'm told, sir. It's the only thing I'm really good at. Yeah, this is being really revolved around Gant, though. So he is really hiding stuff. And I feel like he might be the cause of it. I initially thought, oh yeah, it's Angel Star, but as the case, moves a bit forward, and I feel like we've seen essentially all the characters that we need to, once they introduce another character for, the investigation after this trial. I feel like it's Damon Gant. Looks like communication with the police department is as good as ever. Well then, let's have a look. Shows the video of you murdering the victim. Oh, please stop using that word murder, sir. It scares me. A video of a real murder. Just what are we getting ourselves into? See what this video is. Seriously? Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, so this is at 5:14. Went to the admin's locker. Okay, so that there's meetings. Ooh. Oh. Okay, so the next person who comes through here, it has to be Goodman. Where the heck did Goodman go? Where the heck did Goodman go? What the heck? Okay. So Goodman must have crawled underneath the the webcam, the security footage, if he's not being shown. Well, I believe we're all thinking the same thing. How can we deal with these unsettling feelings stirred within us? What the hell was that wiggling piece of plywood? Sir, that's the pride of joy of the entire criminal affair, sir. It's a blue badger, sir. Why am I not surprised this isn't going smoothly? Security videos added to the court record. Videos from the security camera that plays in the evidence room. And why is it facing, just like literally, like at like essentially like chest view? Why not be at the corner of the room facing both, since it's revolving left to right, that can face both the entrance and the edge wall. Have it like that, and that way no one can avoid being seen. Well, yes. Anyway, this tape seems to prove that the witness did indeed encounter someone in the evidence room, and some sort of I didn't even press that. Your Honor, instead of relying on clearly incomplete footage, the witness's testimony will suffice. Is that alright with you, Officer Meekings? Yes, sir. As you wish, sir. Mystery Man. His face couldn't be clearly seen in the video. And there's no question that the other person was Detective Goodman, sir. I mean, he opened the locker, which required Detective Goodman's fingerprints to do so. The locker he opened is unquestionably Detective Goodman's locker, sir. So it must be him. No one else could have locked it. What's this about a fingerprint? Each detective has been given a locker, equipped with a fingerprint-activated lock. These locks ensure that each locker can only be opened by a detective it belongs to. Intriguing. That would mean the victim at the crime scene would have to be Detective Goodman. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination. Okay, so what I'm thinking now is that there was no murder that happened at the police station. It happened at the prosecutor's office. It's just that Detective Goodman sneaked underneath the camera's point of view and was able to head out to the prosecutor's office, and then that's when he died. I don't know where this cross-examination will lead, but everything begins with contradictions. That's where I have to start. Alright. Hold on, can we actually examine the photo again? Yeah. Good thing we can exit at any time we want. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi. Yeah, the timer is a little bit slow. Okay, so there's Goodman right there. Okay, and well, what? This is such a bad placement. And something fell. I believe that would be the glove that we saw earlier. And not gonna lie, for a DS, this kind of quality for 3D is pretty good. But then again, there's like just an MP4, probably. Okay, so so this is when he snuck out. He snuck underneath the camera. I'm trying to see, just like a bomb. Yep, nope. He didn't even see like a hand of him, like sliding underneath. Or or he stayed behind there. Oh, it just replays. Oh, okay. I was just like, wait, still going? Tell me, were you able to get a good look at him? At the face of the man who attacked you with a knife?
Sir, if you must label people as having seen or not seen the man's face, I believe I would be classified as the latter.
The latter? But you were standing right in front of him, were you not?
More to the point, you are the person who fought him, aren't you?
Oh, yes, sir, but I didn't get a clear look at his face, sir. I'm not the kind of guy who looks directly at people when talking with them, you see.
Yeah, that's a good trait for a police officer.
Still, I'm sure it was him. I put my badge on it.
But you don't know that for sure, do you? You never actually saw Detective Goodman's face.
Well, I suppose you might say that. That is, he must label being seen or not seen it.
Since his face can't be identified in the video, only you can verify it.
Why is everyone looking at me? If I had to label your stares as disturbing or...
Meekings.
Eh,
Having been shown a questionable video at best, we are not in the best of moods. Now, please be more certain when you testify.
yes, sir.
You claimed the man who brandished a knife on you was Bruce Goodman. Tell us why you are positive it was him.
I mean, I already read this. I'm reading this again.
About these lockers, is there no other way to open them?
No, sir. I myself tried all kinds of methods in the past. They only respond to registered fingerprints, sir.
I wonder what kind of methods he tried.
If the man opened the locker's lock, which only responds to its registered fingerprints, then he must be the person the locker was assigned to.
Exactly my point, sir. And this too.
How do you know that information?
I've heard of rumors, sir. From people in the know, sir.
People in the know?
Workers in the department cafeteria, sir. They keep me informed. They also listen to my romantic troubles, sir.
For the record, the open locker did indeed belong to Detective Goodman. I verified this information through a more reliable source.
So the victim opened the locker with his own fingerprints.
However, the most important detail is not shown in this video, the man's face.
Sir, if I may say something, sir.
Please do. After all, you are the one being examined.
I don't understand why the man's face is so important in this case, sir.
You don't understand why seeing the man's face is so important? My dude. It is so that we have 100% certainty that it is the man that we are trying to pin it on, and that this man is still Detective Goodman. It could be seen, you never know if it's actually someone else wearing a white suit. So if we know the face, we know who we're dealing with. You know, that's why you see criminals wear masks so people don't know who they are, so they are not recognized when people ask them, who is this person who robbed you or did this crime? That's why we need to know the face, so we can actually pinpoint who this person is and get 100% certainty. Or at least 99.9%.
I mean, it was his hand that opened the fingerprint lock, and it was his hand that tried to thrust his knife into my body, sir. My unsettled state can testify to this, sir.
Yes, you have a point. The footage doesn't lie.
That is. Unless the defense can find a problem with it.
Mr. Wright, let's check the court record again.
Is there a problem with the security video?
I kind of think there is, because there's something that dropped that
didn't show up. And that no one talked about. And it was the glove. And we didn't, use the fingerprints on it. Because if we're able to, if we can cut this open and then use the fingerprints, scan thingamajig and use it on the inside of the gloves, we can find out, whose, fingerprints these are. And if it is, it's related to the S9 evidence, so it's related. Everything is related.
I never did care for the word tag. It's confusing.
Huh? What's so confusing about that?
Do you know how many other words sound like it? Bag, gag, nag, lag, zag.
How is that a word? Is that actually a word? Zag? Is that a word?
Do you challenge me?
What, are we playing a word game now? Okay, so there's nothing else besides a tag there. Wish we could find something else that's a bit more concrete. We can't look inside here, unfortunately. But, yeah, there is a problem. Regarding the video contained on this tape, there is one thing in particular that seems rather strange.
Strange.
This contradicts leads to the possibility that the man may not have been Detective Goodman.
What? This video contains such contradiction?
Interesting. Your Honor, I have a proposal.
Yes, Mr. Edgeworth.
I propose that we have the defense point out to us this alleged contradiction in the video. Want me to point it out?
Very well. Proposal accepted. Let us further inspect this piece of evidence. I will now play the security tape. Mr. Wright, please show us this contradiction you speak of.
I have to point out a problem in the video? This is the first time I've ever had to do that.
You can do it, Mr. Wright. It's set up so you can fast forward, rewind, or pause the video. Just take a good look and be sure to point out the right thing.
Please don't play it too many times. I can't stand watching this video.
How did this guy ever become a police officer?
Now then, Mr. Wright, please enlighten us. Where is the contradiction that it indicates?
I'm just gonna fast forward. Fast forward. Yeah. Wait a little. Fine. Yeah. The thing that's strange about this video has got to be this.
Yes, that is strange. Something certainly seems unnatural about that. What could it mean?
Sorry to interrupt, Miss Wright, but you seem to have forgotten the point of this exercise. The point? What you're looking for is one thing and one thing only. Something that indicates the man may not be Detective Goodman. Oh yeah.
I almost walked into the defense's truck.
I'll place him on the rush, sir.
Rats. I need to slow down and tackle these things one piece at a time. What do I do? Play the video game. Come on, it has to be, you know, the glove. Just remember one thing, right, Miss Wright. Every time you point your finger, someone gets hurt.
Says the one pointing his finger at us.
I will now play the security tape. Miss Wright, please show us the contradiction you speak of.
I have to point out a problem in the video? Yep, there we go. Yep. Come on. Okay, let me just rewind this. Looks like the bloods are bloody. Come on. Nope, it's not it at all. Okay. Okay, play the video, yep. Yep. Good thing we don't get a penalty by this. Okay, so what am I missing? What am I missing? Okay, so that's where you guys hand cut. Okay, and this is where you grab him by the collar. Okay. So that's all over his, like, right shoulder. The coat seems to be slightly different. Seems slightly different compared to the one that Lana has here. Like, there's nothing on the shoulder pads. You see nothing on the on the side, the buns. So where was this on earlier? The thing that's strange about this would have to be this.
Hold on a sec. I need to use my eye drop. Well, I don't get it.
Would you mind if I borrow your eye medicine?
Don't you dare look at me with those bleary eyes.
Before your eyes get too teary, perhaps you should think through this again, And what do I do? Yes, play the video. Okay, well, what did I miss? Cause the clothing is something big too. Can't count that out as well. I pointed out the gloves, but it didn't count. Okay, so play it frame by frame. Okay. Okay, come on. Shame that there is no audio on this, so that we can compare, see if that was actually the gunman talking or not. Oh, hold on. There's a handprint on this. The thing that's strange about this video is we have to be dang it. There's a handprint. Dang it. Dang. Okay. It's not that. Sorry that you guys are hearing like all this music just over and over again. Because, oh hey, I just noticed that myself. You know, it was in the core record run the whole time. Waiting for the stabbing. Okay. Let me head on back. What is the issue here? What is the issue? No. That's everything. And then it's just gonna rewind back again. Okay, so that's 15. Okay, that's the end. Okay, so what is it? What is it that I'm missing? I'm not seeing it. I mean, okay, his fingers should be on the knife. He's not wearing any gloves. No, song this it seems a bit difficult. It's a bit difficult trying to do this. That's where he confronts. Okay. That's where he got his hand slashed. There's something here that I'm missing. What am I missing? What am I missing? Hold on. Oh, hold on. Why is it lit up? Why is this lit up? Everything else is off except this. The thing that's strange about this video is, there's gotta be this. Officer Meekings.
Sir? Do you mean me?
As I understand, the locker apparatus works like this. When you grab the handle, the hand reads your fingerprints. If it's a match, the light turns on and the lock is released.
According to my very limited experience, that's why I understand it, sir.
If so, then something is seriously wrong with this picture. Why is it on? Why is this thing on? Oh, sorry about that. I accidentally hit the button. Here. Notice the light?
What's this? It's already lit.
Precisely my point, Your Honor. The locker was already open before the victim grabbed the handle.
Order, order. What is the meaning of this?
It's very simple, Your Honor. The locker wasn't locked on the day of the crime. The locker locks are controlled by an electronic system. When a door is shut, a sensor is triggered, and the locker is automatically locked.
Oh, I know. It must have broken down. Of course, I'm not an expert in this.
That's not likely, Your Honor. The sensor would detect and report any malfunction.
Oh well. It goes to show novices should keep their mouths shut. So then, Mr. Wright, you have an explanation?
Me, Your Honor?
Yes. Why wasn't the locker locked?
Me, Your Honor? Yes, well, you see, this isn't exactly my field. What do you think, Miss Scientific Investigator?
Huh? Oh, maybe something like jammed the system sensor?
Something jammed the sensors? Say, there's something else that seems out of place in this video.
Yeah, I thought so too. There's gotta be another clue somewhere in this footage.
Very well. Let's inspect the video once more. The locker wasn't locked, Mr. Wright. Please point out the cause for this.
Oh, would it then be the glove? You know, the glove that just dropped out? Bam. Please watch closely. This is the continuation of the part I showed you earlier. Yes, we're walking forward, you know, move forward past the camera. Come on, you can do it. And then, bam.
What's this? Something white fell out of the locker.
But sir, it's been my experience that all things fall out when doors are open. Often fall out and roll great distances.
Can't be sure that the item was completely inside the locker to begin with.
What do you mean?
The sensor triggered when the door is shut. What if something was inserted, say, between the sensor and the door?
Inserted?
Not gonna lie, I didn't see, it didn't look like it was inserted in between. Oh, but that locker beforehand, something, I don't know. The white thing wasn't inside the locker. It was stuck between the door and the sensor.
Oh, I understand now, sir. It's just like my tie. 2 out of 3 times it gets stuck in the door when I get out of my patrol vehicle, sir. Instead of the door closing, my necktie chokes me.
But the object would have be extremely thin to fit in the door.
Not only that, it would also have to block the electrical currents. It would need to be an insulator.
Yes, an insulator. But it's a crime scene.
There just might have been something that fits that description.
But sir, by insulator, you don't mean...
I think I finally got this figured out.
Very well. Will the defense please present the relevant evidence? What was this insulator that was stuck in the locker door?
Oh, you mean, this glove? I found this near the locker. A thin rubber glove.
But we can't be sure that was in the victim's locker.
It has a tag that says SL9 incident. The victim seems to depict the victim opening the locker. But that isn't the case. The lit lamp attests to this. On the day of the crime, even I could have opened the locker. Is that not so, Officer Meekings?
Sir, it would appear so, sir.
Order. Order. So, are we to believe then that the victim, this victim who this witness stabbed in the evidence room, was not Detective Goodman?
Do not be misled, Your Honor.
What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth?
The defense has merely demonstrated that possibility, and nothing more. The victim in the video was indeed Bruce Goodman. The prosecution will offer one more testimony to prove this. What? Officer Meekings, please testify about this.
Sir, me, sir? I'm not sure what you're referring to, sir. Oh, you mean that, sir? Of course, sir.
Is this a joke?
Very well. Begin your testimony.
There was one other thing that proves the man was Detective Goodman, sir. To enter the evidence room, one must use their ID card. When an ID card is used, there is a record of it. At the time of the crime, the detective used his card.
I'm pretty sure, yeah. But, someone could have sold it. Someone could have stole the card.
An ID card record I see.
I have the ID card record right here, Your Honor. But who's the first one? The ID used at 5:14 is that of the victim.
Just before the crime, Yes, no doubt this is the victim's ID. However, one thing does strike me as unusual. Several hundred cases should have been due for transferal. Why are there so few people using this room?
This particular evidence room is only used for certain special cases. Special cases? extremely violent cases involving police staff.
Just hearing that makes my hair stand on end.
Me too, although it doesn't make much of a difference. Oh yeah, because his hair is already spiky. There were only a few cases up for transferal there, and most were cleared up by noon.
Right, I see. Now, let us move on to the cross-examination.
That is only yes.
So, unlike your earlier testimony, you believe this to be rock solid, do you?
Yes, sir. Solid stone, sir. And my hand was wrapped in bandages. I'd even given V for a victory sign, sir.
Could he just use his right hand for that?
Let's hear him out fully. As we've seen, one never knows what he might say until the very last second.
Is that card hanging from your neck one of these ID cards?
Yes, sir. This card right next to my cuff, sir. I keep it here so I won't ever forget.
But what if someone were to steal it from you, keeping it out in the open like that?
Maybe I shouldn't wear it around my neck. I remember what I said 2 out of 3 times my tie gets stuck when I get out of my car. Well, the remaining time it's my ID card that gets stuck. Instead of
Oh, come on, why does it do that? Why do you do that? Maybe I should just leave this one alone. At any rate, each police officer has only one ID card. That we know of. Both the police department and the prosecutor's office can attest to this.
Please proceed with your testimony.
Let it be noted that this is the record the witness is referring to.
Let me see. Yes, that would be it. Detective Goodman.
What's the matter?
According to this, Mr. Edgeworth, your name is on here.
So it is, Your Honor.
Mommy, is that meaning blue murder?
Got the wrong color, kid.
It would seem the Inquiry Committee will want to speak with you again.
I have nothing to be ashamed of regarding my actions or their consequences. Now, let us continue with the cross-examination.
Poor Miss Edgeworth. Must be so difficult for him.
Alright, the last one. Earlier, I believe you testified that when you asked the man to show his ID card, he pulled a knife on you.
Yes, sir. He didn't show me his any ID card, sir.
Don't you think that's odd? I mean, if he had his ID card, all he had to do was show it to you. There wouldn't be any reason to draw a knife.
Maybe he just panicked.
Everything stems from contradictions. Let's point them out.
Miss Wright, what do you think?
I'm confused. What?
What?
Problem with this ID card testimony is too far obvious. It's not like Edgeworth missed something like this.
You're thinking too hard about it. Come on, let's show them what we've got.
Alright. So... it would have to be a contradiction, no, because, like, at the time of the crime, let me just say, we found his card. Wait one moment, Officer Meekins.
I'm not good at waiting, sir.
I have the victim's ID card right here. I found it at the crime scene.
That makes sense.
No. When I say crime scene, I'm not referring to the evidence room at the police department. I mean the other crime scene. The underground parking lot, the prosecutor's office. Your Honor, I have one more piece of evidence to present. It's a very important clue regarding the victim's ID card.
Lost item report. It's only half completed.
But it shows that the detective Goodman had lost something on the day of the crime. But yep, lost something. Something important enough to fill out this report. Let me guess. You believe this something to be his ID card, right? I can't say for sure, but there is a high probability. On the day of the crime, Detective Goodman was not carrying his card.
Order. So now, what does this all mean?
It can only mean one thing. It doesn't even require much thought. The man Officer Meekins encountered in the evidence room was not Detective Goodman, but rather the man who stole his ID card.
Order. 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 Does the prosecution have a response?
Nothing. I have only one thing to say to the defense. Bravo, Mr. Wright. Bravo? Allow me to summarize the defense argument. At 5:15 on the day of the crime, the man in the evidence room Officer Meekings encountered was not Detective Goodman. There was two grounds to support this. First, the locker room in the evidence room was already unlocked. Second, the victim lost his ID card. Am I correct so far, Mr. Wright? Yes. What's he up to? That being the case, we must inevitably arrive at a single conclusion. If the victim in this video is a fake, then the murderer in the evidence room is also fake. In other words, the security camera does not show the incident of a murder. That is... Well, I guess that's right. Is something wrong, Mr. Wright? Only moments ago you seemed content to be pointing your finger around. And so are you. You are also pointing your finger around. This isn't going to end well. Well. Seems you finally realize exactly what you've gone to such lengths to prove.
Explain yourself, Mr. Edgeworth.
The defense has already done the explaining for me. The victim in this video is a fake, which means a murder did not take place at the police department at 5:15 on the day of the crime. So the real crime could only take place at one location, the underground parking lot at the prosecution's office. The murderer being Ms. Lana Sky, the defendant. The evidence is compelling. A trustworthy witness observed the moment the defendant used the murder weapon. I knew that testimony was way too shabby. It was all a trap from the beginning.
The activity in the evidence room still leaves many questions unanswered. Who exactly was the victim Officer Meekings encountered? And where did this person disappear to? However, this trial's purpose is to examine only the murder of Detective Goodman.
Just so, Your Honor.
Mr. Wright, you have to do something, or else Lana...
What do I do? How am I supposed to get myself out of this mess? Just, object to everything. One moment, Your Honor. What now, Mr. Wright? Don't tell me you're objecting to what you've just proven. Of course not. But I almost rocked into the prosecution's trap. What are you talking about? This cross-examination has proven one thing and one thing only. That the security video did not show the actual murder. Okay, yep. It didn't show the actual murder, but where did the guy go? Like I feel like he went behind the blue badger, and then when it moved, from out of view, he bolted. That's how it went. However, it cannot be said that it is unrelated to the murder in the parking lot. Specifically, large amounts of blood traces were found in the evidence room. The defense made further examination into the truth of the matter.
Mr. Edgeworth,
Yes, Your Honor.
if this court were to examine this further, other witnesses will be necessary. Is the prosecution prepared?
I'm sorry, Your Honor. The prosecution considered the incident at the police department to be unrelated. We have not prepared any other witnesses for this incident. This just might be my chance. Time to call a certain Texas Ranger to the stand.
Mr. Wright, do you mean...
Your Honor, the defense would like to request a specific witness.
Oh, and whom do you have in mind?
Someone who we have a reason to believe knows the truth. The truth behind the activities that took place in the evidence room. The prosecution requests to hear this person's name before deciding whether or not to comply.
Very well then, Mr. Wright. This person whom you would have to testify, what is his or her name?
Well, yeehaw, doggy, it's Mr. Jake Marshall. Officer Jake Marshall. Why him? Can't let Edward know everything just yet. He's in charge of the evidence room. I feel we should hear what he has to say. The prosecution agrees to the defense request. Since he was responsible for guarding the room, we should hear his testimony. Fortunately, he works in the police department. We shouldn't need longer than 20 minutes to prepare.
Very well. The court will take a 30-minute recess while the witness is subpoenaed. Is it subpoenaed? Subpoenaed? I don't know that word. Will the prosecution please prepare the witness during this time?
We will, Your Honor.
Court is now in recess.